Director Ambassador James Woolsey, who in a recent media appearance was talking about the need to respond to Iran for what's going on in Syria, and saying that maybe we strike Iran's nukes so that we can get a better handle on what's going on in Syria. I'm vastly simplifying that, but the ambassador joins me right now. Your premise is that the Iranians are the ones controlling all of this, right?
Well, if all of this, we mean Syria and Hezbollah,
right.
And
yeah, I wasn't talking North Korea.
Yes.
Right.
I think that the problem is that the president's saying that the Iranians were violating the spirit of the agreement of 2 years ago, a nuclear agreement that we had with them, is really too weak. They're violating the letter of it as well. Because the agreement requires that all parts of it be submitted to the international community, and the Iranians have not done that. They have not submitted the appendices that are part of the package, and that has some very important material in it, the rumors go. So that agreement is not in effect under international law.
So if we were to rip it up, Ambassador, then we're not ripping up an agreement per se because they never honored it, signed it, both?
Well, they signed it, but they did not. They have not submitted all of the agreement to international scrutiny, and I think it's really also a serious problem looking at down the road and trying to keep track of exactly what the Iranians think they are limited to and what not. They have a word, taqiyya, which essentially means lying to infidels, and it's not just permitted, it's recommended. And agreements for them are not really agreements. They're ways to show dominance, essentially.
Then why did we agree to something like that would give them wide wiggle room? When we were holding them, I think the way the Obama administration explained at the time, Director, was they are adhering to the strictly nuclear part of it, no matter their provocative behavior, you know, with Houthi rebels to sort of agitate the Saudis or what they're doing in Syria. In other words, that wasn't part of it. It's pretty clear it probably should have been, but what else are we missing?
Well, Iran is the leading terrorist state in the world by all the international assessments, and so even setting that aside and just looking at the nuclear part of it, they are violating the agreement, and we don't need to tear it up. We can just resubmit it to the Senate, but instead of submitting it for 1/3 of the Senate to approve it, the way the Congress incomprehensibly did 2 years ago, we ought to do it in a constitutional way and submit it saying, let's see what 2/3 of the Senate thinks. And based on the current situation, it's pretty unlikely that 2/3 of the Senate is going to approve this now sleepy agreement lying there and doing nothing except helping channel money, huge amounts of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, into the coffers of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard to plan terrorist attacks.
Ambassador, good seeing you again, I think, under these circumstances.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
The world is the way it is.
You are quite right about that. Thank you, James Woolsey.